The shoelace analogy. The morning walk with the wife was a ritual that Naveen used to enjoy and quite looked forward to. He recently bought himself an expensive pair of new sports shoes to fuel their endeavor. You can't even imagine how excited Naveen was as he set off for the walk in his newly acquired footwear with his wife Kavya the next day. About 20 minutes into the walk, though, one of his shoelaces came undone. And as he stopped to tie the laces, Naveen didn't think too much about it. But when it happened the second time, he sensed that there might be a problem with those rounded, smooth nylon laces in his new shoes. Have you faced a similar problem at some time? Sounds familiar, right? The shoelaces coming off soon became a regular and recurring phenomenon for Naveen.
My wife and I would be walking along, talking about the day gone by and the day ahead, and I would discover that my laces had magically slipped off and come undone. I would find myself interrupting the flow of the conversation and the walk to tie these laces. I began to wonder why the Nike folks couldn't provide better quality laces given the high price they were charging.
Naveen thought to himself. He even thought of writing to their CEO to share his predicament. Meanwhile, Naveen could sense his wife Kavya's irritation mounting too. As he sat there on the pavement, tying his shoelaces yet again, Naveen could bet Kavya could be thinking, why couldn't his parents teach him how to tie his shoelaces right? Determined to set it right and yet unsure of what he should do, Naveen decided to do what all intellectually curious thinkers do when they aren't sure. He Googled it.
How to tie shoelaces. Bingo!
Google quickly enlightened him that there are in fact two ways to tie a shoelace. Very similar in techniques but very different in outcomes. As you make a loop out of one lace and hold it and get the other lace around it, it makes a huge difference whether you bring the other lace from above the first loop or from below it. Bring it from above and you have a weak knot. But take it from below and you have a knot that's strong. So there is a weak knot and there's a strong knot.
And as it turned out, I had all along been tying the weak knot.
Naveen thought. Armed with this newfound knowledge and the secretly acquired new technique, he began to tie his shoelaces the new way. And it worked. No more interruptions in the work now. And the laces too stayed in place. And as a bonus, Naveen now had a delighted wife too, smiling with pride in the knowledge that at this ripe old age, her husband had finally mastered an essential life skill.
The shoelace problem is thankfully out of the way now. But you know what? The lessons have still remained. And maybe they are relevant for each one of us.
He further explained those lessons. Firstly, just because you have been doing something for years doesn't mean that you have been doing it right. Maybe there is a better way. You just need to be willing to learn. Secondly, when things go wrong, the temptation to blame others can be strong. Just like laces coming off, it must be Nike's fault. It takes courage to introspect and say, maybe, just maybe, the fault lies within. Own the problem and you will empower yourself to find a solution. Thirdly, change is hard. Doing things differently is harder than it seems. He further said, in business and in life, we all get used to a process, a pattern of work. Habits get formed and that's hard to change. Acknowledge that fact. Change takes efforts and time and commitment too. And finally, it's useful to remember that small changes can make a big impact. Just as a simple thing like getting the lace from above the loop or from below it can make a huge difference. It can even keep your shoes on your feet. In addition to it, it can even bring a smile on your wife's face. So next time, when you are looking to drive a change initiative in your organization, Just think of the shoelace. Skip the blame game. Take ownership. Start small. Just see if there is a better way. Recognize that change is definitely hard. And then, as the change kicks in, get ready for the appreciation. But remember, the change which you're looking forward to first has to begin from you. So, in order to make a change, be the change yourself first. Hope this small story makes up your Monday morning and your whole week. Have an optimistic and a peaceful week ahead.